Hey, welcome again. This is Domain Dave from CheapWineFinder.com with another wine review podcast. We write up 3 wines a week, something under $20. Something that's interesting. We pay for it ourselves. I'm calling myself we. And then, because we pick out what we like. Most of the time I'm gonna like it because I just picked it out myself. So here we go with Seaglass Central Coast Sauvignon Blanc 2023. It's one of the brands from Chinchero Family Estates. They've been around since 1948 in Napa, and they have a bunch of brands. The website, we've got a link to their page. You can find out about them. And Seaglass has a company too. They have a Pinot Grigio, Rosé, Chardonnay, Cabernet Sauvignon. This wine had been in the past a Santa Barbara County wine. And then with this one, or maybe the last one, I'm not sure. But I know this one for sure, it's Central Coast. But the main vineyard is the Los Alamos Santa Barbara vineyard, about 20 miles from the Pacific Ocean. So they brought some different grapes in, but kept the main bulk the same. I'm going to take a sip. And we'll talk about Sauvignon Blanc and why it's one of my you can't miss wines. So, it reminds me of New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, Marlborough, without the spikiness to it. Sometimes you get these flavors that jump out. Not to say this doesn't have bold flavors, because it definitely does. But it's it's not quite there. It's kind of, so if you like your New Zealand and you want something maybe a little bit different flavor of that, this is not a bad wine. I found it for $10. Anytime you can get a $10 wine that's really good, and this is a really good wine. It's really well made. It's got a kind of a stew flavor with there's a bunch of things mixed in. There's peaches and pears, and there's grapefruit and sweet apple, and and then you get some spice, but nice spice, tropical fruit. You get all this stuff going, which is what you expect as Sauvignon Blanc, and it gives it to you. And plus, it's got really good acidity and really nice length. The acidity is well balanced. The flavors can unfold. And the flavors roll on. So it's like, what's there not to like? And especially if you like Sauvignon Blanc, and this is a value price Sauvignon Blanc. You can get, like in Bordeaux Blanc, is Sauvignon Blanc with a little bit of, I forgot about, I can't remember what it is. They add 10% of something just to round it off. And those wines can be aged, certain ones of those wines can be aged 25 years or more and are hundreds of dollars. Semillon. I finally remembered Semillon. That's what they blend with the Sauvignon Blanc in Bordeaux. And you get those wines, but then you get them elsewhere. And they're this young, fresh wines and almost everywhere. I've had Italian Sauvignon Blanc. I've had Spanish Sauvignon Blanc. South American Sauvignon Blanc. And they're all interesting, they're all fun, and they all tasted great. And one of the reasons why they don't go through a long and complicated production, you pick the grapes, this one has a cold fermentation, which means the fermentation takes longer. And it gets to develop more of the chemicals in there, and the aromas and that thing. So a cold fermentation is harder to do because if he doesn't finish fermentation, you're in trouble. So slowing it down isn't always the best thing to do, but nowadays they know how to do that stuff. And here you go. So you got this part Santa Barbara, part Central Coast Sauvignon Blanc. It's a brand, but it's a really good brand. We're going to take another sip. Yeah, I mean, really good, inexpensive Sauvignon Blanc kind of rules the world. There are expensive ones out there, but they're, in terms of sales, they're a fraction of the rest of it. These young, bright, beautiful any time of the year. I mean, it's a summer wine, but it's got enough body and got enough flavor that it can go all through the winter too. Yeah, I like this wine. I like Sauvignon Blanc, but this Central Coast Santa Barbara slash Central Coast wine is really, really nice. So that's it for me, Domain Dave, cheapwinefighter.com. I've got a Willamette Valley Pinot Noir coming up. That's one of my favorite places for Pinot Noir. If you can't afford high-end Burgundy wines, try Willamette Valley. You'll be happy. So take it easy, stay cool. This is Domain Dave, cheapwinefighter.com. Like us, we like your podcast. And I'll be talking to everybody in a couple of days. So adios. Bye-bye.